At the start of 2026 here, we can see the current manipulated prices of the three monetary metals. Gold is about £110 per gram, silver is about £2 per gram, and copper is about 1p per gram. I say that is way off where it should be. Historically, measured against other assets, measured against the amount of promissory notes or banknotes, currency, both paper and digital, that are in supply, that is way off. The true value, according to my analysis, in relation to the amount of promissory notes, both dollars, pounds, yen, rubles, every promissory note system on the planet, gold should be about £500 per gram. Silver should be a 2-to-1 ratio, 2 parts silver with 1 of gold, should be £250 per gram. And copper should be about 100 parts copper with 1 of silver, £25 per gram. This is according to my analysis at the current global supply of fiat currency banknotes, paper and digital. That is expanding at an exponential rate, so these figures have to go up. As the currency supplies in the world go up, gold, silver and copper, and all assets, all goods and services, have to go up to meet the new expanded currency supplies. And they are all expanding, particularly the US dollar, every currency, the Japanese yen, the euro, the pound sterling, they are expanding exponentially. So this is inflation. When you expand the supply of promissory notes, the effects of inflation, you need more promissory notes to buy the same goods and services. That are the effects of inflation. All goods and services, commodities, everything have to go up to meet the new expanded supply of fiat currencies. So the £100 per gram, £2 per gram and 1p per gram are absolutely laughable. They are a joke, but it is a gift. It is an incredible gift that you can buy, particularly silver is so undervalued compared to where it should be. And you can buy silver for £2 per gram. That is the gift of a lifetime. This gift won't last for long. The true free market value you see on the right-hand side there, once the manipulation ends, and it is ending, mark my words, it is slowly coming to an end, it is being forced to end from the laws of supply and demand. Those prices are coming, and they're a moving target because the fiat currency supply is expanding exponentially. This is why fiat currencies are a poor measuring stick, because they're always expanding. So it's not good to measure things in fiat currencies. So how can you measure the value of the trimetallics standard, the gold, the silver, and the copper? Well, I think the best way to measure them is in time. Time worked, hours worked. Look at this chart. The current ratio at the start of 2026 is 1 hour is about 1 gram of gold, 5 minutes for 1 gram of silver, 5 seconds for 1 gram of copper. That is absolutely ridiculous. It is way off. You know, someone like a doctor or a lawyer working for 5 minutes for 1 gram of silver, also 1 gram of gold, or for 5 minutes for 1 gram of silver. That is way off. It's ridiculous. Those figures are not right. There's something really off there. I think the true free market value should be something along the lines of 5 hours work for 1 gram of gold, 2.5 hours for 1 gram of silver, and 15 minutes for 1 gram of copper. This is nearer to unmanipulated prices. If you had freely traded, the bankers stopped their criminal activity, this is a good trimetallic standard. And this has been the case for thousands of years, roughly these figures, based on supply-demand fundamentals, and it's a fair, honest system. You get, for 5 hours work, you could earn about 1 gram of gold, or 2.5 hours work, 1 gram of silver. So 5 hours work, you get 2 grams of silver, and 15 minutes work roughly for 1 gram of copper. Now, these figures can be flexible. They can change depending on supply demand. I'm going to look at this chart a little bit differently. over history, people often say the copper to silver ratio should be about 100 parts copper to 1 of silver, but on average it's been 128 to 1. I'd say that's about right. You want to have copper for giving change. So when you're buying things and you're paying someone for goods or services, you can either pay in gold, a very small amount, or silver, twice the amount. It should be 2 to 1 ratio, silver to gold. And then you've got the very low value copper for giving change. This is an honest system. I think this is what we will be going back to. And I think there will be stable coins. And they've got stable coins now. And that is good. That's the modern way. As long as the stable coins are convertible for the metals. You can have stable coins like gold grams. It's a stable coin and you can pay things digitally. Just go beep. It's convenient. And the gold, the silver or the copper are transferred electronically in the vault. Look at historical now. This is the going through all of history. You can see on the left-hand side at the bottom there, the copper, the quadron, the lepta. These are like pennies. They're made of copper. It's hard to see on the chart at the bottom. You've got the 3.1 grams of silver is 1 day's wage, about 12 hours. And then you've got the copper coins are just like, what, an hour, something like that. No, less than an hour, half an hour's work. Very low value. That's for giving change and low value items. And then 3.1 grams, which is a lot of silver. That is 1 day's wage. That was the drachma in ancient Greece. And then a bit more modern times, ancient Rome, it was the denarius. Sorry, I got them the wrong way around, haven't I? The denarius and the drachma, the Greek and the Romans. And then you've got the tetradrachma, which is like 4 grams. Sorry, 4 days' wages, which was 4 times 3.1 grams. And then you've got a mina there, you see in the top in the middle. That's about 100 days' wages. 100 drachmas or 100 denarius. And then you've got the talent, which was a lot of money, 20 kilos of silver. That's 20 years' wages. This is about right throughout history. 1 kilo. Of course, they didn't have kilos back then. That's a modern way. It was all pounds and ounces back then. But a talent today is 20 kilograms of silver. 20 years' wages. 1 kilogram of silver is 1 year's wage. And I think it's a very good goal for everyone watching this to have a goal to try and stack 20 kilograms of talent. That's 20 years' wages. Your goal is, if you're not there yet, try and stack 20 kilograms of silver before the manipulation ends, and take an interest in monetary history and the true values of these metals.